Hey everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a quick walkthrough on the main features of our application, LabLineup. Here on the home page, you can click a link and learn about what LabLineup really is. Basically, LabLineup is a web application that allows students in a lab course to request help from teaching assistants and professors alike. Our app splits up privileges into 3 different sections, depending on whether you're a professor, a teaching assistant, or just a student. Let's take a look at the labs on this account. So this account has professor and teaching assistant privileges for these labs. So what does that mean? Well, professors can create a lab, they can view and accept requests, they can view feedback for the lab, and feedback for the specific helper for the lab. They can also edit lab settings, generate lab codes for TAs and students. They can edit their notification settings, see a list of students and TAs in the lab, and delete the lab if they would like. TAs have similar privileges, whereas they can view and accept requests from students in the lab. However, they can only edit notification settings and cannot view feedback unless the professor has allowed them to. So let's create a lab. Say we have a new lab, test lab 3, and we give it a brief description of test lab. Once we create that lab, we'll see the lab settings. If we want to add TAs or students to the lab, we just need to generate a code and share that code with the students or the TAs. So let's add some students. Once we have the code, the students will just add that to their account. So let's take a look at an account with student privileges. Students are allowed to add labs, submit requests, and submit feedback. So let's go ahead and add that lab that we just created. We're going to need that lab code, which is 83FSOZY. 83FSOZY. Just click Add Lab, and we can see it added the lab to our account. Here, once we're in the lab, say we're having an issue, and we're at Station 2, and our workstation is on fire. Once we submit that request, we'll be taken to a waiting page while we wait on the TA or the professor to come and help us. We have the option to cancel the request and to mark that I was never actually helped. Let's go back over to the other account. Here we can already see that help has been requested. Test Lab 3 has 1 or more students needing help. Let's go down to our Test Lab 3, and we'll see that there's 1 request in the queue. Once you accept that request, you'll have all the information that you need in order to go locate that student and help them with their issue. If you don't have the time, you can also choose a helper and transfer it over to him. Once we're done helping that student, you'll mark the request complete and wait for the next request. So this is only the surface of what LabLineup is capable of. The usefulness of this application shines when it's being used in a real lab setting with actual students. We offer 1 lab for free for anybody who wants to try this out. And if you decide you like our service, you can subscribe and get more labs. You can get 5 labs for $20 a year. You can get 20 labs for $30 a year. So for anyone who teaches lab classes, check out LabLineup for an overall better lab experience.